Hello guys, and welcome to the Steam Vault. If you're new to this series, this is where we look at older games buried deep in the Steam library in order to answer one simple question: is the game worth playing? This week we have Darksiders Warmastered Edition. This is the remaster, or Warmaster, of the original Darksiders installment released in 2010. While the remaster was released only a few months ago at the tail end of 2016, its original release date earns it a place in the Steam Vault. Let me set the stage. Darksiders is a hack-and-slash RPG platformer centered around war, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. The game begins with the seals that maintain the balance that keep factions of heaven and hell from constant conflict being broken, and with war being set up to take the fall. Without giving too much away, the game is essentially centered on war, regaining his mysteriously lost powers, proving his innocence, and trying to restore the balance. You'll begin the game in the middle of the chaos. As the game opens, you'll find that you have most of war's abilities unlocked. However, this quick introduction abruptly ends, and as the plot of the game swiftly begins to shape up, you'll find yourself stripped of most of your powers. I believe the game does this so that you could have a taste of what enjoyable combat feels like. That's because until you're able to kill a few enemies and collect a couple hundred souls, you won't be able to unlock those new combos and abilities in your skill tree that keeps the combat from getting boring and monotonous. Most of the time, I would hate something like this. I'd find it as a cheap trick to keep gamers invested and keep them grinding on. However, THQ, the developers, did it very well. It actually coincided with the story. Now, as the game progressed, it's like you were growing stronger with War. As he feels his powers coming back, so do you. And you're incrementally reaching the badassery that both angels and demons often allude to whenever they see you.
You are War, rider of the red horse, not some puppet on this pathetic creature's stream.
I think it's important to note that Darksiders is not a casual experience where you could just kick up your feet and start mindlessly plowing through enemies and spamming the X button. If you want to look good and have fun, you have to mindfully use combos and abilities that you unlock throughout the game. You have to take a good look at that move list and consciously begin committing new combos to memory, but it's totally worth it in the end. Another thing that makes Darksiders a casual's worst nightmare is the platforming. Notice how when I began this video, I didn't say that this is a hack-and-slash RPG with platforming elements, but a hack-and-slash RPG platformer. It's clear through the gameplay that the developers see platforming as essential to the game as the combat itself. So you often find yourself solving complex puzzles, traversing land, magma, sea, and air in the process. I'm not gonna lie, this even frustrated me. Some of the puzzles are ridiculous, and I often found myself YouTubing walkthroughs and then shouting to myself like, how on earth was I supposed to figure that out? And when I finally figured out how it was done, because of that reason, it kind of took me a few months to beat this game for that reason. I would reach a puzzle that would give me so much trouble that it just ripped me out of the immersive experience, and I wouldn't touch the game for a few days. If you don't like challenging platformers, definitely stay away from Darksiders. One more thing I didn't fancy too much about Darksiders was its use of dungeons. Often to advance the story, you were prompted to go to 4 or 5 places across a map and clear various dungeons. Each dungeon often had certain qualifiers, like kill 30 enemies in 5 minutes, only kill the small enemies without killing any larger ones, enemies can only be killed after a parry, etc, etc. I believe this was done in order to force the player to explore all the tools and War's at disposal. However, it got a bit grindy and boring at times. I believe THQ thought by tying dungeons into story progression that they would make it a bit less boring. However, I don't think they executed it right. If each dungeon ended with a bit of a mini-boss or something that somewhat left you with a feeling that you were incrementally advancing the story, that would have been great. But it's like, no, go clear these 5 dungeons and come back to this spot and then we'll advance the story. It just got a bit grindy. Moving away from gameplay, the visuals were pretty stunning. At times I would forget that this was even an older game. This was definitely a remaster done well, with textures for the most part being exquisite. Exploring this world was a ton of fun. is essentially set up as an open world-esque hub-based system, which each of these rather expansive mini-worlds being connected via serpent holes, which you'll gain access to via one of your awesome demon friends. You also want to traverse every inch of these maps, because they're peppered with chests that can be used to facilitate upgrades, as well as Wrathcore and Lifestone fragments, which could be used to permanently increase War's Wrath, which is his bar for offensive and defensive magic abilities, or health. The game only flashes age with certain mechanics feeling clunky at times. This was the case when using your tertiary weapons or when you mount certain steeds. In conclusion, Darksiders is a hell of a game. I definitely give it the AfroMew seal of approval and urge you guys to buy this game. However, I must stress that you should only buy this game if you're looking for a somewhat intense hack and slash experience with strong platform mechanics. If you're a fan of the original Devil May Cry series, there's no doubt in my mind that you will find enjoyment in this game. However, if you hate solving puzzles, stay away. This game also does not hold your hand. If you zone out and start mooring through enemies, it's easy to get lost in these levels. It's possible to get turned around so badly, you'll actually have to revert to old saves. This game can be found on Steam for about $20, and it's worth every single penny. However, if you're greedy, we have a couple other games in your queue right now. You'd always add it to the wish list where you can pick it up on sale, where it currently is at the time of recording for $4. And at that price, it is 100% a steal. Well, that's it for Darksiders, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, it really helps to be given a thumbs up. Be sure to browse the channel. You can see how you can save money on digital games using Razer Cortex. It can show you how I can show you my last review, the Steam Vault review for Killer is Dead, why I bought a console, the site owning a gaming rig, and always, as always, don't be a console. Like, share, subscribe.